Hello and welcome back to Divinely Guided 999. So this is part two of the pros and cons when it comes to these two choices. Part one, I touched on the cons when it comes to choosing between these two choices. So here's part two. We're going to look into the pros when it comes to choosing between these two choices. And I'm using the Butterfly Oracle cards. So what came out so far is join in. One second while I go to that page and see exactly what this is speaking about. Okay. So join in, it speaks about you being called to push past shyness and meet new people. I think I mentioned something like that in part one when it comes to opening yourself up and exploring. It says, although you might not think of yourself as sociable, it's time to take action and get acquainted with like minded friends and associates. Your social fears stem from spending time with insensitive people, and your benefit from connecting with gentle and kind individuals like yourself. So you receive this card because in order to meet these new friends, you'll need to join in. That means literally joining in person, so not something that's online or virtual class or group, so that you can network with others. Joining in also entails introducing yourself at these groups and having conversations. This positive change in your social life will open new doors for you in other areas. So this can have something to do with like doing charity work or joining a spiritual or a religious group that's aligned with your beliefs, or even when it comes to committing to a relationship where it's someone that you're committing to that is like-minded like yourself. So some of the changes that you've been experiencing have been challenging for you, and keep the faith. This card urges you to keep your faith in divine intervention that has been taking place within your life, and know that it will be positive outcomes. So, although things have been challenging for you, the intervention that has been taking place in your life is going to lead to a positive outcome, although you may not even see it at the moment. So, after all, when it comes to your situation, and overthinking, panicking, and being doubtful and not seeing things for what it is, which you won't be able to do so right now because things may seem challenging, that's not going to help your situation. It's best for you to keep the faith. And your faith can come in so many forms, whether it's you reconnecting with God through prayer, or just reviewing all things that happened in your life that worked out for the best. So it's best for you to have faith and an inner knowing that your experiences, all of them, have a purpose, and that in the end you will have a happy ending. And so for some of you, this can mean that you start studying, whether it's spiritual or religious, whatever your beliefs are. You join a community, whether it's spirituality or when it comes to religion, and you just keeping hope and a positive outlook when it comes to what's happening within your life at this moment. as I was saying, the challenges that you are experiencing, it's bringing things into an end so that new things can begin. You will have positive outcome. Oh, one second. My mouth was so dry. I need some water. So, just like chapters in the book, End of Era, it speaks of the the eras that our life have. It's a beginning and an ending when it comes to chapters in your life, so to say. Okay, so this is about cycles of beginnings and endings. Is happening for you right now. And it's important to be gentle with yourself during the times of change. So, as I said, like thinking negatively or thinking that you're not hopeful about your situations that's taking place right now is not going to help you. Instead, think with hope, have faith, and keep the faith that things are going to work out for you because they are. You're just going through a cycle of endings happening so that new beginnings can take place. So think of like a butterfly in a cocoon, right? So before it transforms into a butterfly, that preparation has to happen in order for that butterfly to get its wings. So that's pretty much where you're at right now. It may not seem like anything is happening in your life, but things are, I don't want to say stagnant or stand like being on a standstill, but it's just pretty much things are being arranged. Things are happening in the way that it's supposed to happen so that this new beginning for you can come forward. Because if everything stayed the same, you would be in the same situation, in the same place as of today, as of tomorrow, next week, and moving forward. But when things are falling out of alignment for you, it's happening for a reason. It's happening so that something else can be in place of what used to be. So right now it's really a important time for you to be gentle with yourself and practice self-care daily. Speak affirmations into yourself, and learning boundaries. Don't feel guilty about saying no when it comes to you having to say no. Right now, it's a time for you to be gentle with yourself. Do not go the extra mile when it comes to doing extra things. Right now is a time for you to rest, heal, and for you to prepare for what is ahead. Don't feel as if though you have to keep on chasing whatever it is that you're chasing to keep up in life. And I say that because, of course, as an adult, we have adult responsibilities. And when you have bills that's due, when you have obligations that needs to be met at certain times, you want to keep up with that. So it makes sense to continue chasing the next opportunity. But right now, it's best that you keep the faith and know that everything is going to work out. Take this time to work on yourself. Take this time to rest. Take this time to heal. And all by doing so, take this time to dive deeper into what it is that you want to study, what knowledge it is that you want to learn. Some of y'all are spiritual people, and right now it's time for you to really go deep into your studying when it comes to spirituality, whether it's you doing it individually or if you want to join a community. It's time for you to pretty much step into your purpose. That's what I'm getting from this reading so far. It's time for you to step into your purpose. So if you continue to try to go for the normal way of doing things like how you've been doing and figure that it's not working out for you and you don't know why or you don't understand it, it's because it's a time for a new beginning for you that is coming to an end so that you can actually step into your full purpose. Yeah, as I was just saying, finances, that's something that we worry about a lot, especially when you're going through challenges in life. You worry about your finances or whether you'll be able to keep up with certain things, pay certain things. As I was saying before, bills, so this card coming out, y'all are dealing with a change in your financial situation, but do not allow yourself to take this as a negative, okay? As I was saying before, the only reason why you will feel this way is because of the fear of what losing out, the fear of not being able to pay a bill or not being able to keep up with your financial obligations that you have. But this card, okay, this card is pretty much you're going to be rewarded for the work that you've been putting in. So if you've been, excuse me, if you've been keeping the faith, if you decided to, go deeper into your purpose, study your purpose, align yourself, you're going to reap the rewards from that. And it's all because of you being committed to doing so. And then that will make you be even more committed to continuing on that path. So understand that when it comes to the spiritual law, through the spiritual law of cause and effect, your efforts always yield to results. So how much you put in is what you're going to get out of it. So consistency, okay? So this also means that if you haven't been actively putting in effort, your financial returns will reflect this. So this not necessarily saying you have to go and get a job, because some of y'all, you tired of working at a job anyways. Some of y'all want to step into your purpose, and it's hard to do so when you have other obligations. But right now things are happening for you so that you can take this path, so that you can step into your purpose, so that you can be committed to stepping into your purpose and make this your full time commitment. So you're being divinely guided to take the necessary steps in order to lead you in that direction. So just keep thinking positive, because positive thoughts really do create beneficial financial changes. Some of you guys are wanting to start a new business. Some of you are needing to reduce your spending. Some of you will be getting an inheritance or winning a settlement or just something coming out favorable for you when it comes to an outcome. Self care came out, as I was saying. Self employment came out, as I was saying. Keep the faith. We take the next step underneath. So let's see what parental care speaks about. To me, I feel like that's speaking about like tapping into your inner child and doing self, like parent, having to be parent yourself is what I'm thinking. that this is speaking about. So it says this card indicates that the parent child roles have reversed and you are now involved in the caretaking of your folks. Elder care is a process of attending to your elderly or medically challenged loved ones, which can mean a big lifestyle change for you. Of course, you care about their health and comfort. However, how do you balance your own health and comfort? It says you drew this card because your aging parents are weighing on you and you are guided to ask for help and support from healthcare professionals and other relatives. It seems that you might have been assuming that no one else would lend a hand. Yet, garnering appropriate assistance is essential to everyone's well being. Loving someone does not require you to be a superhero or to wreck yourself to save him or her. Love takes everyone's highest good into account, including your own. So this can mean that, of course, as it's speaking of you taking care of a loved one, a parent, caring for a friend or a relative, or you're deciding on living arrangements for your aging parents. Or some of you can just be healing your relationship with your parents as well. And I'm really feeling like it could be more geared towards healing the relationship with your parent because self-care came out, and this self-care speaks of you taking care of yourself. Obviously, it says before a butterfly emerges with beautiful wings, it spends time in its cocoon. Similarly, this card is asking you to retreat for some much needed rest and self-care, as I was saying in the beginning of this video, where it's time for you to rest. Don't take it so hard on yourself when it comes to trying to get everything done. It's time for you to rest, time for you to heal, and time for you to be gentle with yourself. So that makes sense to why parental care came out saying that it's best for you to ask for help. It's best for you to even seek professional help when it comes to some of you who are taking care of your elderly parents, because that can weigh on you, and that can cause you to be in a place to where you're not getting much rest, you're not doing much self-care for yourself because you're constantly having to care for others. It says if you are breathing a sign of relief upon reading this, that's another sign of the need for a healing pause. Self-care can take many forms, but the important thing is for you to look after yourself in a way that promotes your happiness, health, and high energy. This may involve a detox of your diet or getting away from any harsh energy, relationships, or circumstances. Take great care of yourself and you will fly high and free like a butterfly. So, this some of y'all just need to simplify your life and assert yourself and learning to say no to others. I really feel like, for the most part, some of you are healing a relationship when it comes to your parents, or at least you're wanting to. And it's best for some of you to join into whatever belief system that you do believe, because self employment that came out underneath join in, I feel like it's speaking of the purpose that you're walking in, or that you are meant to walk in. Yeah, because you are guided to work for yourself in a field that brings you fulfillment and joy. Okay, this card right here encourages you to learn, grow, and own your own business. You can start a part-time business and then ease your way out of your day job endeavor, as your endeavor begins to support you. Okay. So as I was saying in the beginning of this reading, how it can be hard to just stepping in full time, doing something full time when bills need to be paid. So even starting off part time so that it can eventually lead into a full time business for you, that's even great. And that's even if that's something that you've been thinking about doing, you got to keep the faith and know that it can be done. And everything is happening. Like just the thought of you thinking that you're being guided to do just that, and everything is happening for you, and it's going to be a good outcome. So it says if you are currently self employed, you are being guided to seek out new ways to express your vision. Being your own boss usually means that you put in longer hours. However, the hours feel more like devotion to calling than work. It's because you're doing something that you're meant to be doing. It's different when you're doing something for 12 hours that you don't want to do. It feels like a drag. You're ready to leave, you're ready to go home. But when it's your purpose, you're not even thinking about the time. That time flies by, and you continue to do it moving forward because it's something that you enjoy doing. It's something that you're called to do. It's your purpose. So you may partner with someone who brings extra skills to the table or consult with a mentor who can teach you business skills. Follow the path of your true interest and focus on a purpose of serving others. The rest will take care of itself, and that is what this is about. It started off as telling you that it's time for you to join in. Join in when it comes to what your interests are. Okay, some of y'all may be considering taking a business class or learning how to market your business, or maybe that's something that you should think about doing. Some of you may be considering of changing what it is that you want to do. A lot of y'all have been thinking about that because this is what this reading is speaking about. So when it comes to the pros and cons, when it comes to these two decisions, the past reading, the part one reading was speaking of an individual. This reading is speaking about you focusing on your path. So obviously, the pros is to pick focusing on your path and stepping into your purpose. And when it comes to deciding on whether you should forgive someone. So that's what I'm picking up on when it comes to these two choices. It's a choice of deciding to forgive someone, and it's a choice to should you be focused on your path, should you take the next step to step into your purpose. And of course, as you can see so far within this reading, you should take the next step and take that next step now. We'll take the next step now coming out. Excuse my background, y'all, if y'all hear my children. Yeah, it says take the next step now. If you feel stalled or stuck, well, like what I said in the beginning of this reading, I said I didn't even want to say um, a standstill or shit. I forgot what else I said. Hold on, my mouth dry. Oh, or stagnant. I didn't want to say that because this is not what that is about. Okay, this card is offering a solution. So it's time to take action. That's what it is. As I was saying, everything is happening for a reason. Things are not working out in a way that you wanted to work out for a reason. Is because it's time for you to take action on joining in with what you need to join in on so that you can step into your purpose, so that you can start that business. Okay, you just got to keep the faith and know that it's going to work out just by you taking the small steps every bit of the way. Eventually you will be at the finish line of what it is that you're pursuing. So it says it's time to take action. Even a small step in the direction of your vision will help you feel a sense of progress and hope. Isn't that something? And I wasn't even looking at this book when I said that because it's just true. You already know what the next step is because it's something that you want. and you can feel it, okay, as your heart is leading you there. So imagine what you would do if you had unlimited time. If you had unlimited time, finances, and energy, you will be able to do that. You will be confident with doing so, and you wouldn't have any fear in you at all, right? So the fear of doing something and taking that next step and putting yourself all the way out there is because of limitations. Is because the limitation on time, on your finances, and the energy that you have to put into what it is that you really want to do. But as this book says in here, if you had the unlimited time, finances, and energy to do these things, would you do it? Yes, you will. So you got to keep that faith and know that, hey, don't let the fear of me being limited to things stop me from doing it. Don't let that happen. Okay? So, as you step into the world of the unlimited, that's how you have to think. Your resources, your resources come to you exactly as you need them. Because what it is when you excuse me, when you put your time into something, especially when it's something that you're really dedicated to doing, you enjoy doing it, eventually what's going to happen is you're going to reap the benefits of that, as I said in the earlier reading. I mean, in this reading earlier. So it's all about you listening and following that inner knowing, because sometimes you can get tripped up by the fear of the what ifs, and the fear of I have to do this, but I don't have enough time because it is, or I don't got enough money because it is, so I don't gotta. You have you have